Arnold 2020 XPC Finals on the pro day. We're ready. Larry's coming. I should have said I'm ready after I did what I'm supposed to do today. I still have this and another red to go on before I'm really ready. I think I called a little bit too early, so I still got work to be done. What's going on, guys? Larry Wheels here at Desert Barbell in Dubai. So today we're hitting a very heavy bench. We're just under 3.5 weeks out from the Arnold XPC. I'm going to be benching with reverse bands, so it'll be helping me off the bottom movement of the bench. So I'll be getting assistance off my chest, and then the bands will release about midway, so I can feel the full load of the weight at the lockout, which is to prime my CNS for a projected third attempt at my meet, which would be about 645, 650. Andrew Jack couldn't make it today. He's busy getting more jacks. He's actually getting some physio treatment done, but this is probably the only time in like over 30 gym sessions he couldn't make it. Maybe there's one other time, but he's pretty consistent. Nonetheless, we have some great guys here at Desert Barbell who are going to help me out smash a big bench. This time around, meet prep, I usually get careless and reckless, and I'll attempt 1 rep max straight weight PRs and screw up my meet prep, and then I'll get to the meet all burned out and weak. So we're not doing that this time. We're sticking to the program. We're gonna hit some heavyweights with reverse bands like I'm always supposed to do but never end up doing. Discipline's a big part of this game, and it's something I'm always working on, but I feel like I've got it down this time. I don't want to disappoint. It's a huge crowd at the Arnold. I think we get over, 400,000 people that go through the Arnold in Columbus, Ohio throughout the weekend. So it's a ton of people. And again, I can't wait to see you guys. On that note, rocking the PR white shirt and the PR black fleece joggers without the zipper. These are my favorite joggers from PR, actually. They're really comfortable, thick, good for all seasons, and they fit just right. So check it out on PurLifestyle.com. In addition for any lifting gear, supplements, clothing, all that good stuff. And let's smash this bench. Yeah, it's a pretty good setup here. Awesome. Yes, sir. All right, so here at Desert Barbell, we have a special bench that allows you to use reverse bands all in one. Safety guard, fat pad, I mean, this kind of everything you need for powerlifting. So what we did, we looped around, come over here, get a close look. When we wrapped the band around the top, we looped it around about 3 times to create more tension, more assistance off the bottom of my chest. So it's probably like 25, 30 kilos of help from the bottom. And then it completely deloads at the top. So I'm feeling the full amount of the weight at the lockout, and then about minus 25, 30 at the bottom. Thanks, boss. Not much assistance, to be honest. Maybe 20 kilos, if that, off the bottom. So, yeah, I don't feel all that much help. but that's the idea. Still, it's gonna be a heavy bench. Still gonna be a lot of load off the chest, but not an absolute wonder at max. The idea is, like I said, 675 at the top, and at the bottom, just around 615 to like 635.
How much I did there,
All right, we got 600, not 100, 100. Nah, man, we're ready. We're ready. Arnold 2020 XPC Finals on the pro day. We're ready. Larry's coming. I should have said I'm ready after I did what I'm supposed to do today. I still have this and another red to go on before I'm really ready. I think I called a little bit too early, so I still got work to be done. So why lighter at the bottom? What's the purpose? The purpose is when you're training, especially when you're about a month out, you have to be careful not to tax yourself too much. The idea is to, prime your CNS, but not to the point where you get to the competition and you're burned out, because that does happen. CNS tax over training, 100% happens, and I've been a victim to it. I've done it to myself more than a few times. So sticking to the program, not overexerting yourself, and how that applies here is having the bands take off the hardest portion of the movement where your body feels the most load, which is at the bottom, the hardest portion, but still loading it at the top. So when you get to the competition, right, for example, this would be 675 at the top, but I'm only doing 645 at the third attempt in the competition. So I'm priming my body here, like overloading it, so when I get to the comp, 645 won't feel so heavy. And also, off the chest, it's maybe like 630, right? But at the same time, I'm working my lockout. So when I get to about the midway point, it's more like 660 to like 670-ish. So I'm training my lockout, not training the movement off my chest. And when I finally lock it out, I'm feeling more weight than I ever would do at the competition in my hands. So psychologically, I'm very confident going into the competition knowing that, oh, well, I had 675 in my hands during training. 645 would be a piece of cake, even after squatting. So that's the idea behind it. Just have more weight in your hands during training without overexerting yourself. So when you get to the competition and you're hitting less than you actually did in training, you have less in your hands than you did in training, it'll be a piece of cake. It's just really good for your mindset. It's really good. So like, about to throw on, I think a yellow and a silver collar, make it like 675. Hopefully smash that. And then when I go to the competition and I feel 645, like, wow, this feels like nothing. All right, here we go. Okay, good news, smashed 673 with a good solid press command. Maybe like 20 kilos off the bottom, if that. It's hard to say with the double and run minis. Anyways, I'm very happy with that. I'm only, like I said, attempting 645 3 weeks from now, and I'm only gonna get stronger by then. Considering I'm pretty beat up, I'm still feeling bicep inflammation from arm wrestling at the LA Fit. It's went from like a 10 to like a 4, but still I've noticed it. And right, so my videographer asked me, does it mess with your head when you're bringing the weight down and it gets easier because the band is lightening the load a little bit? Well, I think, does it get harder? Does it get harder when you're bringing it down because the mind-muscle connection isn't the same because you're expecting it to be the same weight up and down? I find when you're going against reverse bands, it's 100% easier, and it's meant to be. It's meant to be easier. For me, you unrack it, 673 pounds, like shit, this is heavy. But then every inch you bring it down, you're like, oh wait, this isn't so bad. So your confidence grows, you're still tight, you're aggressive, and it feels so much easier. Because if there was no bands on there, and it was 673 from top to bottom, I can't say, there's no way I would have gotten that, because I mean, I barely got it with the bands helping me. So there's that. I do find when you're pressing or lifting against bands, it's much harder because you're expecting it to be easier. So, you know, you come out the bottom portion of the lift where the band's deloaded, and then you start coming up, bench, squat, deadlift, whatever, and like shit, it's still getting harder and harder. So it kind of messes with your confidence a bit. So this no doubt builds confidence. That's why I love training with bands, especially reverse bands. It builds confidence. Just like the other day, I hit an 800-pound squat against bands. I hit, what did I use? 805. 805. What was my last lift I did with bands against the band? It wasn't bench.
I can't remember.
Anyways, I can't remember at the moment, but it was either a squat or deadlift against bands. But I had so much straight weight on the bar, and I was pulling against a very thick green band, or squatting, whatever. And I remember just feeling, wow, I feel really strong because not only can I lift this weight, lift the straight weight, but I'm also lifting it with bands pulling down on me. So it builds confidence. And it teaches you to be aggressive when you're pulling or pushing against the band from start to finish. I think it's common to lighten up and get relaxed when you're like halfway done do the lift because the hardest part's over. So everything kind of loosens up. But when you're working against bands, you have to stay tight as possible from start to finish. So it does reinforce that. Anyways, smash the solid bench. Just wanted to go over like how it feels mentally, but with the band helping, it feels a lot better than it would have felt if there was no bands and it was 673. I don't find it interferes with my mind-muscle connection. I find that, like I said, as the band takes some of the load off, I get more confident, more aggressive, and like, yeah, this is easy. Oh shit, smash it. So we're doing 5-second pause rows here on the machine to mimic the bottom portion of the bench. So this right here is the exact same position you'll be in when you're benching. And don't have to lit up the whole stack because every second you hold it here gets much harder than the last. We're just working on getting as tight as possible, retracting my scapula, my shoulder blades, as tight as I can, because the tighter you are when you're benching in your back, the more stable a base you'll have when you're bringing the weight down. And the more stable of a base you have to press off of, the stronger your press will be. That's why we're doing this. It's also much safer on your pecs when your back's really tight and locked in and your shoulders are back, as opposed to a newcomer to the gym benching with a flat back, shoulders forward, and putting on that load here. You want your back to take a lot of that load. So that's why we're doing chest supported rows here on the machine. All right, guys, wrapped up a successful bench workout against reverse bands, 673, 305 kilos for an easy single. Not easy, it was a bit of a fight, but very happy with it. Did what I was supposed to on the program, only doing 645 at the competition, so we're on track. The rest of the workout was just some accessory movements, aid the bench. Everything's feeling good. Just a little ache in my brachialis, some arm wrestling a couple weeks back, but every day it's getting better and better, and I still have 3 weeks before the competition, so it'll be 100% by then. I'm sure on game day I'll feel better than ever. Still doing some grip work on my squat and deadlift day, not on my bench day, so the frequency of the grip work has been toned down a bit. I'm wondering why you haven't really seen it. On my next deadlift day, which is in 2 days from now, I'll be doing all my warm-ups with a double overhand grip, and even that alone, even if you only did that alone, just do all your warm-ups until you can't no more, with a double overhand grip will make a huge difference in your grip strength for deadlift. I worked up to 300 and I think it was 62 kilos on the deadlift a week ago, and almost doubled it, but wasn't feeling 100%, and it was on a stiff bar, beltless, so whatever the case is, my grip didn't slip at all. I did 358, 5 kilos lighter at my competition in November, and my grip was slipping. It was slipping on my second attempt. That's when I knew the 900, 410 kilos wasn't gonna happen. And I was shocked because never, I've pulled 800 at least 40 times, and never has it even slipped a little bit in my hands. And I was shocked when I was like, oh my God, I almost dropped 800 pounds. It was only 815 on the bar and almost dropped. So the day 25, a week ago, no grip issue whatsoever. It was just got back from LA, wasn't feeling great, but after today's bench session, I know I'm back, ready to attack the next couple weeks of training. It's only getting heavier from here on out, and then a week, about 10 days layoff. So guys, share with your friends, like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, check out Pure Lifestyle teampersonrecord.com for all my merch, lifting gear, supplements, and etc. We will be moving over to a new domain, teampersonrecord.com, just letting you guys know early so you guys aren't thrown up when it happens. Again, thanks for supporting the PR movement and your boy Larry Wheels. Follow Andrew Jack, even though he's not here physically, he's here in spirit. So I'll see you guys soon.